Okay, welcome to today's game between the Coudersport Falcons and your Port Allegany Lady Gators. Gators took the first matchup between the two teams, and Bria Wilcox will dig in to start off game two. Swing and a miss there by Klinger as Coudersport's shortstop leads off for the Lady Falcon. Ball one called outside. Gators have Maddie Eric behind the plate catching Wilcox today. Gordon at first, Alyssa Tanner at second, Glasgow at short, and Brent Evans at third as Klinger fouls that ball off. Left field is Lathrop, center is Emily Eric, and McCurvey in right. And a swing and a miss for the first out of the game for Bria Wilcox. And that'll bring up the second baseman, C.C. Davis. She's followed in the lineup by catcher Ella Wallers. Batting cleanup is the third baseman, Laura Dunn. Batting fifth is the pitcher, Hannah Flanagan. As a swing and a miss there from Davis for strike one. Sixth place hitter will be Claire Daisley, the first baseman, followed by center fielder Alexis Sanderson, right fielder Julissa Horn, and left fielder Kinder Billings. Ball high there from Wilcox. And Davis lines that one foul into the Port Allegany dugout. We got a 1-2 count. And ball two high and outside. 2-2 count. And Davis leaves that one low for a full count. And that ball's grounded towards second. And that's O'Rourke over to cover it. Must be, I misread the scorecard. Alyssa Tanner must be DHing for O'Rourke today. So nice play there at second by O'Rourke for the second out. Ball one taken there by Waller. Strike one called on the outside corner. So 1-1 here to the catcher. Wilcox's pitch is high. Derek Gribble behind the plate today on the call, and Gary Johnson on the bases. And Wilcox with a changeup there gets Waller's way in front of that one. 2-2 count with 2 outs here in the top of the first. And strike three called at the knees. Nice pitch there by Wilcox as she gets out of the inning 3 up, 3 down. So the Lady Gators will be coming up in the bottom of the first. Lineup today for the Gators. Sienna Lathrop's going to be leading off. Bria Wilcox will be batting second. Maddie Eric will be batting third. Elena McCurvey's in the cleanup spot. Gianna Glasgow batting 5th. Bryn Evans batting 6th. Emily Eric in the 7th spot. Alyssa Tanner again DHing in the 8th spot. And Peyton Gordon bringing up the bottom of the lineup. Flanagan will be on the mound for the Lady Falcons. She started the first game between these two teams a few weeks ago. And so we're ready to go here in the bottom of the first with Sienna Lathrop leading off for the Lady Gators. Flanagan's first pitch is low and outside. Ball 2 bounces in. Strike 1 called on the outside corner. 2-1 count here for Lathrop. And ball 3 bounces in and gets back to the backstop. And ball 4. So Lathrop draws the leadoff walk. She hustles down to first. And Bria Wilcox will be up. First pitch hits Wilcox right in the hip. Pretty sure the same spot she got hit a couple of games ago. But that'll put runners on first and second for the Lady Gators with no outs. And we're going to have a courtesy runner here for Wilcox. And it'll be Joanna DeRouche, as usual. So Lathrop on second, DeRouche on first as Maddie Eric digs in. First pitch bounces in. Wallers is able to scoop that, hold the runners. Strike 1 called. Eric falls that one off her feet. 1-2 count here with no out. And a swing and a miss for the first out of the inning for the Lady Gators. That'll bring up McCurvey. Flanagan's pitch is high. Lathrop is halfway to third. As Wallers fires that down, and Lathrop scampers back. McCurvey lines that one to the second baseman. Davis picks it up. She's going to get the out at first as Lathrop rounds third, and she draws the throw to the catcher as Wallers or Walker back. And that'll be 2 outs for the Lady Gators with runners now at second and third. And Glasgow will be up. And that pitch is over Gianna's head for ball 1. And ball 2 in the same spot. And Glasgow fouls that one straight back. So 2-1 count here. Quick timeout for Flanagan to tie her shoe. That pitch is inside. So now a 3-1 count on Glasgow. And ball 4 bounces in. Lathrop thinks about going, but she's going to scamper back as the ball bounces straight back to Wallers. However, Glasgow will take first. That'll load the bases for Bryn Evans. And Evans grounds that one right back up the middle. First pitch is going to be a 2-run single. The ball gets past the center fielder. Glasgow's going to round third. And the ball's dropped again in the outfield, and that'll be a 3-run single for Bryn Evans as she'll take second on the throw. So the Gators take a big 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. Emily Eric will now be up. Eric squares the bunt and misses that one, so it'll be strike 1. That pitch is high, 1-1 count as Evans gets a big lead at second, nobody covering. Second baseman Davis now comes over, so she gets back. Eric squares the bunt again, but pulls back. Evans gets halfway to third and tries to draw a throw, but Wallers hands it back to Flanagan. 2-1 count now with 2 outs. Eric squares again. She went on that one, but Evans is going to take third. So 2-2 count here. And that ball's high. Full count. And ball 4 bounces in. Evans is going to try to score. She slides in head first for the 4th run for the Gators. Eric is going to round first, and she's going to be safe at second as the ball rolls around at the backstop. So the Gators still with a runner in scoring position as Alyssa Tanner comes up. So Coach Salter is going to call timeout here, trailing 4-0 in the bottom of the first. And Flanagan's first pitch is inside for ball 1. And Tanner watches ball 2 high. And that ball is low. Tanner misses on the swing, but Eric's going to take third on the pass ball. So 2-1 count here on Tanner as Eric is now at third. And the Lady Gators look to squeeze another run across in the first inning. Ball 3 is high. And ball 4 bounces in. Wallers is able to block that. So Eric is going to stay at third as Tanner hustles down to first. And that'll bring up Peyton Gordon, the 9th batter of the inning for the Lady Gators. Gordon gets a sign from Coach Barnett and digs in. And Gordon squares the bunt, but that ball bounces in as Tanner's going to take second. Ball 2 bounces off the backstop. Eric is going to get in a rundown. She's going to try to score here. The throw is wide, and she's going to be called out on the tag. So that'll be 3 outs for the Lady Gators. They do score 4 runs in the bottom of the first. And Peyton Gordon will be leading off the second inning for the Lady Gators as well. As they're checking out Emily Eric here. It looks like she may have twisted something on the slide. We'll be back in 60 seconds. right, we're back. Darush is going to enter the game for Eric as she's getting checked out. And Darush will be in right field. McCurvey moves over to center. And Wilcox's first pitch at the top of the second to Dunn is outside for ball one. And Dunn grounds that one to short. Glasgow fields it, gets it over to Gordon, who scoops it. Nice play at first by Gordon there for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Flanagan. Flanagan takes outside for ball one. And ball two's high off the backstop. Matty Eric with a nice catch on the ricochet. And throws the ball back to Wilcox. Ball three bounces in. So Wilcox will try to dig out of the 3-0 hole here against her opposing pitcher, Flanagan. And swing and a miss for Flanagan for strike one. And strike two, called at the knees. Nice pitch there by Wilcox. And swing and a miss for strike three. So Wilcox comes all the way back on that from a 3-0 count to strike out Flanagan. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Daisley. Daisley fouls the first pitch off back behind, and that'll be strike one. Ball one, just a bit outside. Ball two bounces in. 2-1 count here on Daisley. Ball three high. So Wilcox with another 3-ball count here as she tries to dig out of it. And she gets the swing and the miss. So full count here with 2 outs on Daisley. And that'll be ball four. Daisley will trot down to first. And that'll bring up Sanderson. So the first base runner of the game for the Lady Falcons here in the top of the second. Sanderson digs in with 2 outs. And she grounds that one foul down the first base line. Gordon hustles over and gets it back to Wilcox. gets past Eric as Daisley's going to take second. And that ball's high. A 2-1 count here on Sanderson. And Sanderson hits that one off the end of the bat. Evans scoops it up and fires it over to Gordon for out number 3. So the Lady Gators strand the Falcon runner at second as we head to the bottom of 2 with Lady Gators leading 4-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds. All right, so Peyton Gordon's going to lead off the inning as she was batting when the Gators were thrown at home in the last inning. So she'll dig in against Flanagan. And ball 1 goes behind Gordon. And Flanagan comes back with a strike there. That pitch is outside for ball 2. 2-1 count here on Gordon. And ball 3 is over Gordon's head. And ball 4. So the Gators again have the leadoff runner on. Gordon takes first, and we'll return to the top of the lineup with Sienna Lathrop. Flanagan gets a sign as Lathrop squares and drag butts it back to Flanagan. She'll flip it to Daisley for the first out. Gordon gets all the way around second to shortstop before she heads back to the base. So nice sacrifice bunt there from Lathrop to move Gordon over. And that'll bring up Bria Wilcox. Wilcox takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Bria was hit by a pitcher first at bat. Ball 2 bounces in. Gordon with a big lead, but Wallers will walk her back. Nice pitch there by Flanagan as Wilcox swings through it. And Wilcox takes that one for strike 3. As that'll bring up Matty Eric with 2 outs. And again, Gordon still on second base. I'd expect Coach Barnett to be aggressive here with Gordon with 2 outs, as the Gators have shown an aggressiveness on the base paths all season. Eric watches that one bounce in for ball 1. Nice scoop by Wallers. Eric struck out swinging her first plate appearance. That ball's over Eric's head. Ball 2. Again, Gordon looking to draw a throw, but the Falcons have nothing to do with it. Ball 3. Again, Wallers with a nice block, keeps it in front of her. Gordon still at second. Eric taken all the way on the 3-0 count. Takes a strike. 3-1 now. And ball 4 high. Eric's going to take first. And that'll bring up McCurvey. Kirby grounded out to second, her first plate appearance. And ball 1 high. Ball 2 bounces. Again, Gordon's not going anywhere. So Elena with a 2-0 count here. And Kirby a little behind that one as she popped that ball down the first base line. Kirby grounds that one towards second. That's scooped by Davis, who gets it over to Daisley for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Gators leave a couple stranded. And we'll head to the top of the 3rd with the Gators still holding a 4-0 lead. right, so we're back here for the top of the third. Horn will be up for the Lady Falcons. And Wilcox's first pitch is low for ball one. Wilcox gets a sign. And that pitch is a strike in the outside corner. Oh, just a bit outside. Mr. Gribble tricked me on that one. I thought he was calling a strike. Ball three bounces off the plate. So a 3-1 count here on Horn. Wilcox gets the strike called to knees for a full count here on Horn. And swing and a miss for strike three. So Wilcox gets the leadoff hitter again, and that'll bring up Billings. Ball one high. Two-0 count here on Billings. Billings squares to bunt that, but it's straight back for strike one. Strike two called on the outside corner. And strike three called at the knees. Nice pitch there by Wilcox. As she gets 2 outs here in the top of the third. And the Lady Falcons will get the top of the lineup back up here in Klinger. Klinger struck out to start the game. And a swing and a miss for strike one. That's ball one. After watching a few girls go down looking, Coach Salter has instructed Klinger to make sure she's watching the outside corner. Swing and a miss there by Klinger for strike two. And Wilcox mixes in the change up there, but it floats outside. 2-2 count here. Klinger checks that swing. And that'll be a full count. And that pitch is fouled out of play by Klinger. So she'll dig back in with a full count and 2 outs. And ball 4. So the Lady Falcons will get their second base runner today as Klinger heads to first. And second baseman Davis is up to bat. Davis grounded out to second, her first plate appearance. Coach Daniels has come out here to have a conversation with the infielders. All right, so 2 outs here for the Lady Gators. We've got leadoff batter Klinger on first with 2 outs and Davis up to bat. First pitch is high. And swing and a miss there on a nice pitch by Wilcox. And that ball's fouled straight back. So 2 strikes here on Davis. And that one's off the end of the bat. O'Rourke charges it, flips it over to Gordon for the 3rd out. And again, Lady Gators strand a runner, and they'll head to the bottom of the 3rd with a 4-0 lead. We'll be back in 60 seconds. All right, so we're back at the bottom of 3rd here. Gianna Glasgow will lead off for the Lady Gators. Gianna walked her first plate appearance in the 1st inning. And she's going to take a strike at the knees for the first pitch. fouls that pitch off for an 0-2 count. And ball one bounces in. Ball two high. And Glasgow looks at ball three, so full count now. No outs here. Bottom of the third. And swing and a miss. The ball's dropped. Wallers isn't able to tag her, but she is able to throw it down to first to Daisley for the first out. That'll bring up Evans. Evans with a big 3-run double in the first inning to get the Gators on the board. And she'll take a strike on the inside corner. Ball one bounces in. And ball two is low. 2-1 count here for Evans with a 1 out here in the bottom of the third. That pitch goes behind Evans. 3-1 count. And Evans lines that one to left. And Sanderson comes in and squeezes it. And that'll be out number 2. Sorry, that's Billings in left. Sanderson's the center fielder. And that brings up DeRouche, who replaces Emily Eric in the lineup. I believe this is Joanna's first varsity at bat. And she's going to foul that off for a quick 0-2 count. And Joe takes ball high for ball one. 1-2 count. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. So the Gators go 3 up, 3 down as Flanagan has settled down since the first inning, and we'll head to the top of the fourth with the Gators holding on to a 4-0 lead. We'll be back in 60 seconds. right, so we're back for the top of the fourth here. Lady Falcons will have the 3-4-5 hitters up, starting with Ella Wallers, the catcher. Waller struck out looking in the first inning. She'll take ball one high. And swing and a miss there for Wallers for strike one. As my color analyst pointed out, Wallers is a rare lefty thrower, righty batter combination. Don't see that too often. And the swing and the miss for strike two. And that one gets away from Wilcox for ball two. Ball three low, full count. And strike three called. Ballers goes down looking again as Wilcox gets the leadoff hitter for the fourth straight inning. And the Lady Falcons will bring up Laura Dunn, the third baseman. Dunn grounded out to short her first plate appearance. Takes that ball low. Coach Salter's a little frustrated down there. I think that's at least the fourth batter that's gone down looking for the Lady Falcons. As Dunn rifles that one back up center. McCurvey comes in and will get it in, but that single by Dunn is the first hit of the day for Coudersport. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Flanagan. She struck out swinging in the first inning. I'm sorry, the second inning. But now she's got a runner on base with Dunn at first and one out. And Flanagan fouls that one off down the first base line. Gordon tried to make a play on it, but looked like she got a little bit handcuffed on it. It'll be a foul ball and a one-strike count. And that one by Flanagan goes to shortstop. Glasgow's going to go to second. It gets past O'Rourke into the center. McCurvey comes up throwing. Doesn't have much on the throw, so the runners are all going to be safe as Evans gets the ball back to Wilcox. So that's going to be an error on Glasgow as the Lady Falcons now have runners at second and third with one out. And Daisley coming up to bat. That one's popped up. Evans charging it. She dives, is unable to touch it. Although the umpire is going to say she did touch it. And I think we're going to have a timeout as Lady Gators are going to question that. Maddie, appeal that. Tell Kaylee you want to appeal that to the base ump. She never touched it. So Daisley steals second on the play as Sanderson digs in. 1-1 count here on Daisley. I'm sorry, Sanderson. Daisley's on second. And Sanderson grounds that to second. O'Rourke charges. She's going to take the out at first. And Flanagan does score for the second run of the Lady Falcons. And there'll be 2 outs for Coudersport. That makes the score 4-2 as Horn digs in. And she'll take a called strike. Ball 1. Eric makes a nice stab. That one's popped foul by Horn. So 1-2 count here. And Horn grounds that one. Glasgow comes up firing. Another nice scoop there by Gordon for the third out. And that'll be heading to the bottom of the fourth. The Lady Falcons do score 2 there. And it'll be 4-2 with Tanner coming up for the Lady Gators. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Tanner leading off here for the Gators. She walked her first plate appearance. Takes ball 1 high. Ball 2 high. Strike 1 called. So 3-1 count here on Tanner. And ball 4 bounces in. So Tanner with her second walk of the game. That'll bring up Gordon. Gordon walked her last plate appearance as well. However, she was stranded at third as the Lady Gators couldn't push her across. And Gordon takes that one high. Waller's going to fire down to first. Tanner gets in under the tag, although a nice throw by Waller's there. Ball 2 high. Tanner's a little more aggressive getting back to first on that one. Ball 3 low. 3-0 count here for Gordon. Strike one called. Wallers fires it to first again as Tanner dives back in. And ball 4 outside to Gordon. So she'll get another walk. Gators will have runners on first and second with no outs in the top of the lineup coming up. Lathrop walked and sacrificed a bunt her last plate appearance. And Lathrop takes that one high. That one bounces and gets past Wallers. Tanner's going to take third, and Gordon jogs down to second. Ball 3 bounces in, scooped by Wallers. So a 3-0 count here on Lathrop. And Lathrop takes strike 1 on the inside corner. And ball 4 is overhead as Lathrop takes first and loads the bases for Bria Wilcox. Coach Salter's going to call time here and come out and have a conversation as Wilcox comes up with the bases loaded, no outs. She is 0 for 1 today and was hit by a pitch her first time up and struck out her last plate appearance. So a quick conversation there from the coach as Wilcox will get ready to dig in. Again, we've got Tanner on third, Gordon on second, and Lathrop on first. As Wilcox looks to help herself and get a couple of runs back here that the Lady Falcons scored in the top of the first. That ball gets past Wallers, but Tanner trots back to third on ball 1. Ball 2 high to Wilcox. Ball 3 goes after the backstop, but bounces right back to Wallers. And ball 4 bounces in, so Wilcox will drive in a run with a walk. And we're going to have a courtesy runner here for Wilcox. And that's going to be Caitlin Callenborn coming in as the courtesy runner. As Maddie Eric's going to come up with the bases loaded, no outs. And it looks like Coach Salter is going to make a change here. Okay, we got all the lineup adjustments there. We'll catch up in a second. Eric takes the 0-2 count, though. And ball one's going to go over her head. So LeGroux is in the pitch for the Falcons. Flanagan heads out to right field as LeGroux is going to replace Horn in the batting lineup. Ball two bounces in. Gordon thinks about it, but ball doesn't get far enough away. So a 2-2 count now. And Eric, way ahead of that one, drives it out of play. So it remains a 2-2 count. And Eric lines that one to short. It gets under the Klinger's glove. However, Lathrop gets stuck off the base. She's going to be forced out of third, but Eric does drive in a run there. Lathrop was in a no-win situation. She had to watch that ball and make sure she didn't get doubled off. So a run in and McCurvey up to bat. That ball gets past the catcher. Kallenborn's going to get her foot in, standing up, as Eric follows her to second. Ball two high to McCurvey. McCurvey pops up that pitch out of play. That'll be a 2-1 count with one out. Kallenborn at third and Maddie Eric at second. So 2-1 count here on McCurvey. And McCurvey lines that one to right field. That gets past Flanagan and right. McCurvey's going to head to second as 2-runs score. And that'll be a single with an error. And the Lady Gators will take an 8-2 lead with Gianna Glasgow coming up to bat. That's a ball low. Kirby stays at second, though. And ball too high to Glasgow. And ball three as McCurvey takes a big lead. Wallers will flip that back to the pitcher. And strike one called there. Glasgow is taking all the way, though. So 3-1 count here. And ball four low. So Glasgow's going to take first. So 2 runners on for Bryn Evans. Evans lined out to left field last at bat after a double in the first inning. Ball one low. Glasgow's way off first. He's going to get under the tag as McCurvey's going to steal third. Evans digs back in with a 1-0 count here. And Evans lines that one to left. The left fielder again squeezes it. So a scorching shot there by Evans. McCurvey was unable to tag up on the play. And 2 outs now for Lady Gators with runners at the corners and the freshman DeRouche up. And DeRouche hits that one off the handle, and the second baseman squeezes that. So the Lady Falcons get out of it. However, the Gators do score 4 and take an 8-2 lead as we head to the top of the 5th. We'll be back in 60 seconds. All right, so 9th place hitter here for the Lady Falcons, Billings, coming up to lead off the top of the 5th. Gators holding an 8-2 lead. Billings struck out looking in the first inning. And looks like Wilcox forgot her wristband, so she's not sure what pitch she was throwing. So Billings will dig in again. And ball 1 wide. And ball 2 bounces in. And Billings fouls that one off, so 2-1 count. And Billings pops that one foul out of play. Almost hits the pickleballer. As we have the 2-2 count here and no outs. And strike 3 called on the corner. So first out for the Lady Gators as the leadoff hitter Klinger is going to be up. Klinger has struck out and walked today. And she takes outside for ball 1. Check swing for ball 2 there for Klinger. swing and a miss there by Klinger. Ball 3 bounces in. And ball 4. So Klinger gets on again. That'll bring up Davis. Davis is grounded out to second twice. Strike 1 called. Foul ball there. 0-2 count on Davis. And swing and a miss for strike 3. So nice at bat there for Wilcox. And that'll bring up the catcher, Wallers. Wallers has gone down looking twice today. Strike 1 called there as Klinger takes a big lead but gets back to first. Foul ball there for Wallers, so an 0-2 count. And ball 1 outside. Eriks flings that down to first, but Klinger gets back. And that pitch is just outside. So 2-2 count here as Erik again tries to get Klinger off first, but Klinger gets back. So again, deuce is wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Falcons have a runner on in the top of the 5th. And ball 3 bounces in as Klinger goes, and Erik with a perfect throw to second, but Glasgow's unable to connect. And Klinger slides in safe. And the change up there by Wilcox is outside. The throw to third gets through to Lathrop. And the Falcons are going to score a run as everybody advances. So that'll make it 8-3 with a courtesy runner coming in for the catcher. And that'll be number 11, Sage Fox. And ball 1's high. Fox with a huge lead at second, but she'll hustle back. So Dunn digs in here. Dunn is 1 for 2 today with a single to center fielder last time up. She grounds that one to third. That's off Evans's glove. Glasgow will catch it, but unable to make a play at first on the error by Evans. So the Falcons now with runners on first and second with 2 outs. That'll bring up Flanagan. Flanagan now in right field is 0 for 2 today. And she pops that one up towards right field. DeRouche comes in. It drops in front of her for a single. We've got runners going all around. The ball comes into second. The runners will hold at second and third. But the courtesy runner Fox does score as the Falcons have cut the lead back to 8-4 for the Gators. That brings up Daisley. Daisley's 1 for 1 today with a walk. That pitch is called outside. Swing and a miss there by Daisley. So 1-1 count here. Falcons have gotten 2 runs back this inning, and they still have 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Another swing and a miss. It's a 1-2 count as Wilcox tries to get out of the jam. And that ball's lined to center. McCurvey comes over. It drops between her and Lathrop. Lathrop comes up throwing. Misses her cutoff. Throw goes all the way to the catcher, and Daisley's going to take second on the 2-run single. So 2 more runs there for the Lady Falcons as they close the gap to 8-6. And that'll bring up Sanderson. She grounds the ball to Gordon, who's going to take care of it herself. And the Lady Gators finally get the 3rd out. They now have an 8-6 lead as we head to the bottom of the 5th. We'll be back in 60 seconds. So back from the bottom of the 5th here with Alyssa Tanner leading off. She takes a strike. Tanner's walked twice today. Ball 1 outside. 2 bounces in. And Tanner fouls that one off the hands. So we'll have a 2-2 count here. Check swing, and she's going to be called out on the check swing. So that'll be a strikeout for Tanner. And that'll be Gordon coming up to bat for the Lady Gators. Gordon's walked twice as well. And Gordon lines that one to center. That ball gets past the center fielder Sanderson. Gordon's going to round second. She's looking for third. She's going to head to third, and we're going to give her a stand-up triple there. As Lathrop will be coming up now for the Lady Gators. Lathrop has walked twice and also had a sacrifice bunt today. She tries to bunt that one, but is unable to make contact for strike 1. Lathrop grounds that one towards third. Third baseman Dunn's going to come up throwing. Lathrop had that beat out easy, and Gordon's going to score on the play. The ball gets past Fox. However, Lathrop's talking to the first base coach and is not able to advance on the play. And that'll bring up Wilcox. Wilcox has been hit by a pitch, struck out, and walked today. And she takes that pitch low as Lathrop's going to take second. Wilcox waits on that change up, but it goes foul. 1-1 count now. And swing and a miss there by Wilcox, as Lathrop isn't going anywhere. And Wilcox lines that one to second. It gets under the second baseman's glove, heads to the outfield. Lathrop's going to round third. The ball's going to come home. Lathrop slides in under the tag, and Wilcox is going to get back to first. Another run there for the Gators. That makes the score 10-6. Courtesy runner coming in again for Wilcox, and that'll be Callenborn again. As Maddie Eric is up to bat. Eric is 0 for 2 with a walk. Eric waits on that changeup but fouls it off. That ball rolls in. Waller scoops it and fires it to first. But Callenborn just gets in. Coudersport questions that call, but doesn't look like the umpires are going to give them their appeal request. So they'll get the ball back to LeGroux with a 1-1 count. So they do get the appeal to the home plate ump, and he verifies the call. The runner is safe. Both umpires said her foot was under the tag. And Eric will dig back in with a 1-1 count. And that ball gets over Waller's head, and Kallenborn's going to take second on the wild pitch. So 2-1 count now for Eric with one out and a runner in scoring position. Ball 3 high. And Eric swings through that one. So full count now. And strike 3 for Eric. So 2 outs now for the Lady Gators as Elena McCurvey comes up to bat. McCurvey is 1 for 3. She did single her last at bat to the right fielder. And McCurvey fouls that one back. That ball rolls in. Ballers knocks it down. 1-1 count here to McCurvey. And McCurvey grounds that one right back up the middle for a single. That's knocked down by Sanderson, who goes home with the ball as Kallenborn looks to score. And McCurvey's going to take second on the throw. So an RBI single there for McCurvey. And Glasgow will be up for the Lady Gators. Glasgow's walked twice. And takes that for ball 1. Gators now have 11-6 lead as they've gotten back 3 of the 4 runs Coudersport scored in the top of the inning. And Glasgow case ball 2 as Waller scoops that ball. Ball 3 high. Coach Barnett tells Glasgow this better be perfect. And it's not as it rolls to the backstop. McCurvey's going to take third on the wild pitch. And runners at the corners with Bryn Evans coming up. Evans is 1 for 3 today, but she's lined her last 2 pitches straight at the left fielder. And Evans is caught off guard by that pitch. It's going to go foul. So 0-1 count here. Strike 2 called. Glasgow's going to take second. So an 0-2 count here on Evans with runners at second and third and 2 outs. And Evans lines that one down the left field line. That gets to the left fielder. Both runners are going to score. Evans is going to round second. She's going to third. And we'll have a stand-up triple for Evans. So 2 more RBI for Evans as the Lady Gators take a 13-6 lead. That'll bring up DeRouche. DeRouche pops that one towards right field. That's going to drop for a single as the ball rolls into foul territory. And an RBI single for DeRouche for her first career hit. And that'll bring up Tanner. Tanner pops the ball up. Daisley's going to call that one, and she squeezes it for the third out. But the Lady Gators score 6 there, 5 with 2 outs, and they'll head to the top of the 6th, leading 14-6. We'll be back in 60 seconds. So LeGrew up. She'll take the first pitch low. Ball 2 outside. And ball 3 gets to the backstop. So 3-0 count here on the pitcher LeGrew. And swing and a miss there as LeGrew had the green light. And strike 2 called. Nice pitch there by Wilcox. And swing and a miss. So Wilcox again comes all the way back from a 3-0 count to get the strikeout. And it'll be Billings coming up with 1 out here for the Lady Falcons. Ball outside is first call. And that one's popped up by Billings down the right field line. It's going to bounce foul. So a 1-1 count here. swing and a miss there for Tinder. Or Billings. Sorry. And that ball's popped towards right field. O'Rourke's unable to get there. DeRouche will pick it up, and she'll get it back in, but Billings is going to get a single on the play. And that'll bring up the top of the lineup in Klinger. Klinger has walked her last 2 plate appearances with a strikeout earlier today. And she's going to ground the first pitch to O'Rourke. She comes up and gets the out at first. Oh, and the ball hit the runner. Base ump calls it a double play. It's a dead ball when it hits the runner, so that's why the runner's still at first. So Klinger's going to remain at first. So the lead runner, the ball caught her in the foot. Base ump called her out, and we'll have 2 outs here with Klinger at first, and Davis will be up to bat. Strike 1 called. And a swing and a miss there by Davis. Davis is 0 for 3 today. That ball's outside. Klinger's going to try to take second, and she's going to be called safe on a beautiful throw there by Eric. Wilcox will look in with a 1-2 count here with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. And a swing and a miss for the 3rd out. So, Lady Gators hold the Falcons scoreless in the 6th. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th with the Gators holding a 14-6 lead. 2 runs here will end the game with a 10-run rule. And for the Gators, we'll have Gordon leading off. Looks like we've got some JV players warming up here, so I'm guessing we're going to have some JV innings tonight after the varsity game. So once again, we'll keep the stream live, but we probably won't broadcast or announce the game. Not broadcast. All right, so Peyton Gordon leading off here for the Lady Gators. Gordon has walked twice, and she tripled in her last at-bat. She'll dig in against LaRue. And she'll take the first pitch for a strike. And Gordon will foul the second one off for an 0-2 count. Shadows starting to creep across the field here, Gator Park. And Gordon takes ball 1 high. Gordon lines that one down the left field line, but it's foul. Dunn will track the ball down as Gordon heads back to the box. And Gordon drives that one past the second baseman into right field. Flanagan with a diving stop. Gordon's going to test her arm, heads to second, and she's going to have a stand-up double. So that'll bring Lathrop up to the Lady Gators. Lathrop is 1 for 1 today with 2 walks and a sacrifice bunt. Falcons are looking for another bunt here. But Lathrop's going to ground that to second. Davis comes up with the ball. She's going to get Lathrop at first, but Gordon is able to advance to third as Daisley gets the ball back to LeGrew. So 1 out here for the Lady Gators. And Bria Wilcox will be up. Wilcox is 1 for 2 with a walk and a hit by pitch. And she takes the first ball low. That bounces away from the catcher, but Gordon's going to be safe and return back to the base. Change up there for LeGrew for strike 1. Swing and a miss there from Wilcox on the high pitch. 1-2 count with 1 out. And that one pops up towards the second baseman. That drops. Center fielder Sanderson is going to pick up the ball. Wilcox is going to be safe at first with a single. And with that RBI, Wilcox is going to be safe at first as Callenborn comes into courtesy run again. So that'll bring up Maddie Eric. Lady Gators leading 15-6 now with 1 out. Eric takes that one inside. Callenborn hustles back to the bag. Ball too high. Eric grounds that one to third. Dunn comes up. She goes to second with the ball, gets the lead runner Callenborn, and that'll be 2 outs with Eric now at first and McCurvey coming up. McCurvey's 2 for 4 today. She singled her last 2 plate appearances. And she's going to dig in with 2 outs. And she's going to pop the first pitch up to Dunn at third. Dunn will squeeze it. And we'll head to the 7th with the Lady Gators leading 15-6. We'll be back in 60 seconds. right, so we're ready for the top of the 7th here. Lady Falcons trailing 15 to 6. They need to score 9 runs to keep the game going, and Wallers will be the leadoff batter. Wallers is 0 for 2 today with a walk. And she takes ball 1 high and wide. Ball 2. And swing and a miss for strike 1 on Wallers. Ball 3 outside, so 3-1 call on Wallers. Ball 4, so leadoff runner is on. As Dunn comes up for the Lady Falcons. Dunn is 1 for 3 today. She made a couple of nice plays at third last inning to get the Falcons out of the inning. Ball 1 low. And she lines that one towards second. O'Rourke picks it up, tags Wallers for the first out, and Dunn will be safe on the fielder's choice. And that brings up Flanagan. Hannah is 1 for 3 today. She did double her last at bat on a pop fly to right field. And she hits that one off the ground. O'Rourke's going to field it and get the out at first. So 2 outs as Dunn advances to second. And the Lady Falcons up to their last out with Daisley up to bat. Daisley's 2 for 2 today with a walk. And she grounds the first pitch back to Wilcox. Wilcox waits for Gordon, who scoops it, steps on the base, and that'll be 3 outs in ball game. So the Lady Gators pull out the 15-6 victory to sweep Coudersport. They move to 5-2 on the season in the Northern Allegany League. And the Gators will be back in action tomorrow night against Cameron County here at home in Port Allegany. We'll have the action for you live at 4:30. Once again, we are going to have JV innings tonight, so I'm going to sign off, but we will leave the stream running so everybody can watch the game. And we'll see you tomorrow night. Go Gators.